Friday, July 16th. Big show. Big show. We'll talk about some of the Alpha Pick stuff. TrendSpider's got a sale going on. I will give you some tools from TrendSpider. We will go over a few stocks that are currently breaking out that look good. There are several in here. We'll talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, because those popped, and there was a bill yesterday that kind of got blocked. We'll talk about the NVIDIA stuff. Are there other stocks around NVIDIA? We will also do what I told you to do yesterday, which is take an AI agent and go and model the Motley Fool. The Motley Fool has had great success, and Tom specifically, Gardner, he's had great success. Model it. It came up with 2 stocks and an honorable mention. And if you have 2 minutes of your time, I'm going to show you trend lines. And Tory Trades does it perfectly. We'll go over earnings, and then we'll go over scans. So, was a decent day yesterday. Nothing really moved. And again, we're not going anywhere, but you know what is going somewhere? Alpha Picks. Richard wrote me an email yesterday, and this is not me selling. This is Richard. Gary, I took advantage of the tip you gave on the podcast about the early release of new Alpha Picks at noon. I was on their website at noon. Once it came through, I started buying. It got me 14% on the first week of the first day of July and 7% yesterday. I'm not as quick as some, but I finally got there. Thanks for it. Again, this is not me selling. This is somebody who subscribed, went out there and did what I said, suggested. Okay? It's not going to make you money all the time. But shit, Richard got 14% on the 1st of July, and he got 7%. And you know what? If you sign up for Alpha Picks, it's the 4th link right down here on Linktree. It's very simple. Here's the bonus. The portfolio, when you buy it, you buy and hold, you scalp on the day, okay? If they are low enough on the market cap, these things move. Yesterday's was up like 14%, 15%. When it was announced. And again, Richard was able to get 7%. Plus, I assume he bought his lot in the portfolio and held it. You can pay for your subscription that way. Again, it's the 4th line on Linktree. I suggest that you get the bundle because the bundle is a better deal. And the bundle comes with Alpha Picks and Premium. Now, if you just want premium, you can get a free 7-day trial. It's all on Linktree. But again, this isn't me selling. This is telling you an actual listener made money the way that I suggested you do, that I have done in the past. Yesterday, I was not on there. I was shopping. I just got back. I needed to go shopping for some groceries. So I did a nice Walmart run and a Costco run. I own Walmart. I don't own Costco. I want to get into Costco because I go over there. I spent $250 on freaking food at Costco yesterday. But again, this isn't me selling. Now I want to talk to you about TrendSpider's sale. Because again, I get emails like this every day with people who are making money in markets. And they thank me because the system and the tools are just that easy. TrendSpider just started their summer sale, okay? You have a 14-day trial for $9. You can get a 14-day trial for $9. Skip your cup of coffee, get TrendSpider, see if you like it. If you don't continue. It's $9 freaking dollars. When you sign up for the annual plan, okay? The annual plans are here. Standard, don't get it. You know why? For $1 more a month, you get premium, and it comes with a lot more. Okay, 10 workspaces, 10 bots, 50 alerts because you want those damn alerts. You get 5-minute back testing instead of 2-hour. You get 5-minute scanning, so you can scan for those big movers. And you get 2 trainings per year. Now, if it's within your budget, I always tell people, get the advance. The advance is 42% off. All of this is 42% off for the summer sale. Okay? The reason I push people up to the advanced is because it's 52 trainings per year. So again, at $124, think of that as 4 trainings per month. Okay, divide 124 divided by 4. I don't know what you're at. What are you at? You know, $26, $27, $28, maybe $30, somewhere around there. You name me an actual training like golf, like piano. You know, do you want to learn how to paint? Guarantee you it's more than $30 an hour. You get 52 one-hour training sessions with a product expert. Okay, and that's just assuming that that's the price that you pay for a year. And then you get the tool for free. I mean, if you assume that you're paying $50 here for the tool, okay, so take $50 out. $50 out of 124, $70, divide that by 4. You know, again, you are significantly lower than any other training. So that's why I push people up there. It's the summer sale. It runs for a limited time. You can see it's 4 days. Do not miss this, because the next sale that is coming up is probably not until Black Friday. They don't tell me ahead of time. But again, this is one of the major tools that I use. And what can you do with it? Well, let's see. You can just literally add to TrendSpider, earnings leading scanner. This is a scan that identifies stocks in the NASDAQ that are emerging leaders. It scans for companies that beat expectations, earnings expectations by 25% year over year. They're trading at all-time near highs. They have strong relative performance, outperforming 95% of the S&P stocks. These are good stocks. So we can look at earnings leaders. Let's just look at this. If we go to scans, let's see, scanners. Emerging, let's see, earnings. Let's see, did I put this in? No. Let's just add this to TrendSpider. We'll just add it, subscribe, and it's called Earnings Leaders. Let's just go and look at Earnings Leaders. All Earnings Leaders by TrendSpider. Let's just scan it, because some of these, CNVS, Cineverse, pretty good. I mean, look at that stock. If you had scanned, closer to that one, maybe it'd come up. ESEAV, again, it's in an upward trend. Look at the 4-hour algorithm, got you in at 29. Unity, Bancorp, got you in at 43. You're trading at 52 right now. AVAV, this is Aero Environment, got you in at 120. You are 263 right now. So again, you're just using this one. That was a nice, easy import, wasn't it? And all of a sudden, I've got stocks that I can trade. Then here's another one. Recent power gap. This is another scan. Recent power gap. Let's see if I already imported this one. Recent power gap. Yeah, there we go. I put it in here. Okay. What? One that I like. The trading desk. This was way up yesterday. Okay, it pulled back a little bit. You're still within the striking distance of this gap, all the way up to 120. Datadog, which we talked about. Look at how strong this one has been since their last earnings. Their next earnings are coming up. Do you have it on your watch list? The 4-hour algorithm got you in at 95. You're at 140. 140. Nice gap above. Nice gap above. This was when they were added to the S&P 500. So again, that was nice and easy to add. Then you've got this Polymarket prediction markets. This is new for TrendSpider. Again, this is something you can try. What we're looking for is just tips on where the market is going. Well, this is a prediction market. You can bet on things like this in Robinhood. The total volume. Pull the live odds from the top 20 open prediction markets on Polymarket. Okay, the trending 24 hours. Are the odds that the market's going to go up or down? This is kind of a futures kind of thing. Well, if that's the case and the odds are that the market's going to go up, don't you want to buy? If the odds are that the market's going to go down, don't you want to sell? Well, maybe that's an indicator that you can put in there. Again, Polymarket prediction markets right on your charts. Nice and simple. This is all in the TrendSpider store. And this is the store where you basically just import everything. Trending indicators. Okay, all of these trending strategies. You hear me talk about trending scanners. All of this is free for you to import. There are some where they're paid. And yes, my 4-hour algorithm is being worked on as a paid import. But you can get it free if you sign up for the annual plan. Again, the annual plan. So go browse the store. Get in there. Now, Seeking Alpha has a free webinar for their folks today. Okay? Tariffs are back in the spotlight, adding pressure to key sectors. In this session that happens at 4 p.m. today, Steve Kress, 4 p.m. Eastern, explains how Seeking Alpha's quant ratings can help identify stocks with strong fundamentals that may be more stable. And he gives you 3 strong stocks to hedge against tariffs. Because tariffs are still in the lexicon, okay? They are still there. So you can try and, go there for that. Tariffs are, by the way, are the reason that ASML is down almost 10% because they said we can't guide for this. We can't guide because tariffs are so uncertain. We're trying to mitigate the effect for the entire ecosystem in all 4 of these accounts. Last time we spoke about free trade drones, we were looking to mitigate some of the dynamic. Again, the CFO highlighted tariffs. And they can't, it's a big thing. It's still there. You know it's not still there? CPI. Core inflation. It's not. It was softer than expected yesterday. We saw a decent market, nothing crazy. But, had inflation been there, then the Fed would have most likely had to raise rates, not lower. You probably would have seen the market react to that, but the market didn't react. And then this morning, we got what's called the Producer Price Index. That's the cost of actually producing goods. It wasn't there. But I saw a great, Gary Cohen, who's Trump's former economic guy. He said, here's the thing about tariffs. It's tariffs and inflation. When you get the tariff, it's a big shock in the 1 month, okay? So say tariffs in August go up by 30%. Well, in September, they don't go up another 30%. So inflation isn't going to factor that in. If there's a one-time price adjustment, it goes up 30%. So inflation won't show that. And he was going over, and it was just, I hadn't thought about this before. But it won't show up in inflation. But your purchasing power as a consumer, because they raised the price 2 months ago, even though it's not continuing to go up, it's just a one-time shock. Okay, but we haven't seen over time this huge increase. We saw a little bit, and that was why Jerome Powell didn't want to raise rates. He wants to see the long-term effect. Are producers going to increase their actual price to consumers? So far, we haven't seen it. And Cantor Fitzgerald warns of a market pullback. This is simple, okay? Let's go over and let's just look at QQQ because we want to look at some indicators. Again, there is nobody that can tell you, oh my God, this market's going to go up, this market's going to go down. The market decides for itself. All you're looking for are hints and tricks and things that have worked in the past. One of my favorite indicators is the MACD. I've talked about it many times. Moving average convergence divergence. This is an indicator that everybody should have on their chart. If you're listening to me and you have a chart, have a MACD. Okay? MACD on your chart. You can see right here, this middle line is the MACD and that blue line is the strike line. Okay? Those are 2 lines that interact. And when you have a cross up, it's bullish. When you have a cross down, it's bearish. Okay. Then you add in the bottom here. It's RSI. That's relative strength index. As you get closer to 70, the market is overbought, which means sellers are going to show up. When it's closer to 30, it means buyers will show up. It's an oversold market. And then you look at the actual chart. And I use the 9-day as my confirmation, 9-day EMA. And we still have confirmation. But we are due for a pullback. Go and look at a weekly. Your MACD super high above the strike line. Your RSI is at 64. And to further kind of concrete this one, I will tell you, we'll go over trend lines. I anchored a trend line at COVID on a weekly chart on QQQ. Now, the more, just basically my knowledge of trend lines is not great. But when you draw this one, it's super easy to draw in TrendSpider because it anchors. And the more, if you have more than 3 touch points on the chart of candles, there's more validity to it. Okay. I have just drawn this along the 200-day, which is that red line. And you can see if we see a pullback and you get to 520, start adding. Okay, start buying stocks. We're at 557 right now. If you get to 530, you better start buying stocks. Don't get caught in the situation like we were in April. I added in March, I believe, while we were still going down. I didn't add at the exact lows, but when it started to turn around later in April and we saw the trend change, and you can see right here, when you saw that trend change on a weekly basis, I added in big. I didn't add the week of April 7th. I think I added the week of April 21st. Still a green candle, nice 7% up move. But I knew we weren't at all-time highs. Stock charts have memories. So if we're going to pull back, find your level that you want to buy in. Okay, that's just it. Now, yesterday, I brought up a stock, OUST. OUST is down 1% in pre-market. I said, boy, it would have been nice to buy OUST at $7 like the 4-hour algorithm said to do. But I've got to find an entry. Am I comfortable buying here? Nah. But we're going for another run. OUST was up 14% yesterday. 14%. Okay, in 5 days, you're up 16%. In 1 month, you're up 53%. It's at 52-week highs. Still a strong buy in the quant. Wall Street thinks it's worth $15. That's 46% downside. There's only 6 analysts that cover this. I don't know what date they put that on. But again, you can kind of look at this one. It's still got a strong buy in the quant. You can analyze it with AI. All of this stuff you can do in Seeking Alpha. I like this one. I added it to a watch list. Did I actually buy it? No. Am I going to buy it? I have in my mind where I'm going to buy it. I have identified that for myself specifically. Now, are you buying the dip on things like crypto? We are in a buy the dip market. This happened yesterday. This is a video of CNBC with breaking news where Trump is absolutely pissed because House Republicans stopped the crypto bill. Well, guess what? Trump owns a crypto exchange. The grift is on. Okay? Crypto bill failed to clear procedural vote in the House. It will get passed. It will get passed. It's just a matter of Trump, yelling at people that he's got money invested in this and he's going to make sure that it passes. It's a crypto bill. Okay? How am I playing crypto? I've got a bunch of IBIT. I think I'm close to 6 figures in IBIT right now. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just buying and holding. How am I adding to this? Again, I have a plan. I add it when the 4-hour algorithm tells me to add it. So while we're at $66, wasn't comfortable to buy here at 61, wasn't comfortable to buy here at 62. I added more, but again, I'm adding to my winners. This is a winner. So far, IBIT is a winner. Look at that weekly chart. So again, a plan. It's just a plan. Now, I will tell you that Peter Thiel put 9.1% stake in BitMine. Okay, BMNR. This is Tom Lee, where Tom Lee is now like chairman of the board or something. This popped 25%. It's up 16% right now. BMNR. I will tell you, do not buy this stock. It is overvalued. It is completely overvalued. Okay, am I chasing this one? No. What would my plan be if I was interested in something like this, and I may be interested in it? It would be to buy an Ethereum, because that's all that one is doing. It's just buying Ethereum. It's the micro strategy of where they're buying Bitcoin. All those guys are doing is buying Ethereum, buying an Ethereum ETF. And here's a bunch. I just typed in, I saw Ethereum was rising, ETHA. I just went and looked, and it said ETHA is one. Well, which one's best? Well, the price return. Let's look at total return. Okay, let's look at year to date, because these are down 8%. They're all tracking about the same. So what do I want to go for? Well, I want to go for assets under management, because that allows you to sell a little bit more easily. Meaning, like, if you've got, this one with 366 million assets under management, the expense ratio is 0, which is great. Great. It's 0. This one has 0, and it's only 33 million in assets under management. That's the problem, is you're going to have problems filling that order when you want to sell. And so which one would I go for? I'd probably go for ETHA. Not IBIT, not anything else. You can go and look. They're all kind of performing the same. But ETHA, Seeking Alpha analysts say it's a buy. Again, Ethereum has actually underperformed Bitcoin. So this one, it's in the middle of its 52-week range. Ethereum is not at its all-time high. So if you want to chase that stock because Peter Thiel is buying it, again, it's a MicroStrategy kind of situation. And then if you want to chase a real stock, BTCS. Okay, this one up here about BTCS. It was up 17% yesterday. It's up 21% today. Why? It was added to the Russell index, the microcap index. Now, what does the microcap mean? Well, microcap means this is a market cap of $146 million. Okay, they have 3 million shares trading. It's not one you want to chase, but if you know how to trade, then this one might be a good one, because it's got huge volatility. Look at the 4-hour algorithm. It got you in here on June 26th at $2.21. Did you know all of this was going to happen? No. But if you track this one, if you found it, you could scan for things that actually outperform in the 4-hour algorithm. And maybe this one showed up, and maybe you said, you know what? The MACD's low, the RSI's low. I like this company. Maybe it gets included in the microcap. Maybe you had some kind of indication there. But again, at $2.21 in just less than a month, you've doubled your freaking money. So if you put $1,000, all of a sudden you got $2,000, and it's using the tools that I have. Okay? This one is just crazy. In 1 month, it's up 110%. And it's not at its 52-week high. It's trading at $5.79. Its 52-week high is $6.19. What does Wall Street think that is worth? $5, which is still a 5% upside. But, with $5.81 in pre-market, you're not getting upside. So if you want to chase stuff like that, learn how to trade. How do you trade? Well, I've got a full education section here. Okay, I just show you how to do confirmation. It's fairly simple. There is nothing that I do that is complicated, and I've been able to make money at this stuff. So again, people that just do this, it's rather simple. It's not easy. You don't have to pay for a course or anything. Now, I want to look at the stock chart that I like. Okay, this is Shift 4 payments. Stock chart that I like. The reason is the 4-hour algorithm doesn't perform well. But we talked about yesterday, the trading desk. This one has a gap up to 124. We haven't entered it, but you had the golden cross here, okay? The 200-day hasn't turned around. The MACD a little bit high. The RSI is at 56 though, and they have earnings coming up first week in August. It seems like a good opportunity. Your average win in the 4-hour algorithm is 16.98%, okay? $97 is where it got you into. It got you out with a nice 12% gain on the last one. Now, the reason I like this one is because the CEO is the dude who flies on Elon Musk's rocket. And ever since Elon and Trump got into that fight, this dude got pulled out from being in charge of NASA. And he's back at the company. And he's a good leader. So I like him. This has short interest of 18%. It could pop. You're in the middle of your 52-week range. Wall Street thinks that this is worth $115. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put this on the watch list. It's there. And I'm going to make sure that I scan for it. And I've got a watch list set up. Another one where I like the chart is Shopify. Now, Shopify, you can see on this weekly trend line. I just drew trend lines right there. See those trend lines on that down one? Well, when the upward one and the downward one, when it broke that trend, that downward trend, this was the time to buy at 68. You're at 114. Where are you going to buy now? Well, you're going to buy anytime it touches this trend line. Because the MACD on the weekly, it's not stretched. The RSI is in no man's land. It's at 56. It's not overbought. Their earnings are coming up August 4th. Is it a good buy? It's expensive. It's expensive. Wall Street thinks it's worth $116. It's trading at $114. It's expensive. The quant says hold. Why? Because of valuation. The valuation, the PE, 82 times forward earnings. Its PEG ratio going forward, expensive, 3.82. And the revisions are being brought down. I just like the stock chart. The stock chart to me says that this one may continue up. We are in a good economy. And this one is in the core portfolio. And remember, the core portfolio are stocks that I think you could buy at any time, and long term, they could turn into huge winners. And that's the way that the core portfolio was built up. I like that one. Another one that's not in the core portfolio that I like because it's what's called basing. See how it gapped up here after its last earnings? And it's just kind of sitting in this 42 to kind of 45 range, and it's trading at $44.22. But the MACD has reset. Okay, and the RSI is at 52. Look at how it went up there, and it traded at the top of the Bollinger Bands, and then the Bollinger Bands cinched up. Well, what does that tell you? Bollinger Bands mean when they cinch up, it's getting ready for a move. Doesn't tell you if it's up or down. That's where you use the 9-day. If it's trading on the upper part of the 9-day, maybe it's going to be more than likely it's going to go up, but it could go down. Their earnings are August 5th. This is toast. This is a stock that I've been watching, and it has been on the watch list for quite a while. Now, Toast is a hold in the quant. Why? The valuation. It's 48 times forward earnings. Its PEG ratio, though, is 0.49, and that's where it gets a good grade in growth. 26% revenue growth year over year. I'll take it. Now, where am I buying this one at? Well, I want to buy it at a smart point. The 4-hour algorithm doesn't work great, wins 30% of the time, but if we are in an upward trend, which you are, and I can show you a trend line right now, let's just look at a trend line. We'll anchor this one at the low right here, okay? This was November 2023. You could do it right here, and we're just going to touch three points. Maybe it's not a bad buy if that's the continued trajectory. Okay, I wanted to buy this at 25. This was the old time resistance. You can see once, twice, 3 times, and it sat there from March 4th to 2024 all the way to September 2024. And it didn't pull back, and it didn't use it as support. It used 28 as support there back in March or April where it was the low, but it's at 44. I want this one. I don't want to overpay for it. And it's not going to become a major portion of my thing, but I like it. You know what is a major portion of my portfolio? It's NVIDIA and it's AI. Yesterday's decision on NVIDIA being able to sell into China, that's $30 billion of additional market share. And it just greenlit the actual supply chain. So it's not just NVIDIA, it's AMD, it's Taiwan Semi that actually, makes all these chips. It's ASML. More chips means more EUV because they need the tools to make the chips. It's more Micron because Micron chips are actually on the NVIDIA chips. It's more Broadcom. NVIDIA clusters run on Broadcom interconnects. And it's more ARM. They anchor China's AI servers. So again, it's not just NVIDIA. But NVIDIA is at an all-time high. Do you want to buy it? For me, I bought it way down here, the 4-hour algorithm. I mean, the 4-hour algorithm has a 55% win rate. And I know that this stock was undervalued. Why? Because when I looked at it here in Seeking Alpha, yes, the valuation sucks, but the growth is great. And when I said Wall Street has a $178 price target on it, I said at 120, at 140, at 100, at 90, I was all in. I was all in. So again, it's just using the tools that you have. Now, one of the news some of the news that came out is SpaceX gave a ride to Amazon's Kuiper satellite project. I don't know how you say it, but this is, if you've ever heard of Starlink from SpaceX, it's basically satellites that provide internet service, high-speed internet service around the globe. Well, Amazon's actually launching one. And what did they, Bezos has his own rocket. It's not successful. SpaceX has successful rockets, so they launched it. So then you go in and you ask, okay, AI, what's an ETF? Because SpaceX is a private company. What's an ETF that has exposure to SpaceX? XOVR, and you can get that by just Googling it. Okay, XOVR, 4-hour algorithm had you in at 15. It's at 19 right now. Again, you are in an upward trajectory. You just had this golden cross here. MACD resetting. Are we going for another run? Maybe, because SpaceX is the only one that can take satellites up. I like Amazon. And I think Amazon is one of the best buys. Bezos is selling his freaking shirt in Amazon. But the 4-hour algorithm had you in at 219. It's being held up by this all of the Bezos insider sales, and it's still not dropping. With all of that selling pressure of billions of dollars of stocks being sold, people are buying it up. And it's not at its 52-week high. Its 52-week high is way back here on February 3rd. At 242, you're trading at 224. Again, that 188 was support. It was an old resistance that turned into semi-support. Kind of lost it there, but anything under that 188 was a great buy. When do you want to buy it? Again, what's your time frame and what's your plan? That's the key. And I gave you guys homework yesterday. I said, hey, take the David Gardner tweet about his 6 top things and go and find some stocks. Well, I did it for you yesterday, okay? And I'll provide this link. I couldn't use Perplexity. Perplexity couldn't read the damn tweet. So what did I do? I went to Grok. And I said, hey, what are the 6 principles? I mean, I just did a simple prompt. Can you read this tweet? And the 6 things that David Gardner looked at when finding stocks. And it summarized it for me. Okay, then I went in. Can you go over each of the stock's price fundamentals like PEG ratio, PE ratio, year-over-year revenue growth, profit margins, etc., and other characteristics at the time when David invested in them? Then look at today's stock market, and are there stocks that are similar to those that are trading at a discount today? Okay, and it goes over Amazon, NVIDIA, Netflix. Okay. Then the current market, July 15th. Current stock metrics, approximate based on the day. Amazon, NVIDIA, Netflix, candidates for similar stocks. Tesla. Is Tesla one you want to invest in? Maybe. Palantir. Rivian, Unity, comparisons and others. It gives you everything. Here's the recommendations. Top picks, Palantir, Rivian stand out for their alignment with emerging trends and current discounts. Palantir offers profitability and government backing, while Rivian has high growth potential, akin to Amazon's early days. So the strategy, follow Gartner's approach, hold long-term, tolerate 80 to 90% dips, and focus on the why. Diversify to mitigate risk, as Gartner's winnings offset his losers. So again, I found you two, Palantir and Rivian. What's the plan to get into them? Well, Palantir, I mean, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 368% if you trade it, but buy and hold by far. Over the last 2 years, Palantir is up 888%. So maybe use the 4-hour algorithm to get in and then just buy and hold. Same with Rivian. Now, I don't want Rhino. I want Rivian. I don't even know what Rhino is. But Rivian has been a volatile stock, to say the least. Over 2 years, you've lost 38%. Trading the 4-hour algorithm, 30 positions, it loses 80% of the time, and you've lost 50%. So if you're going to be in this one, you're going to have to find some type of bottom and some type of strategy. Right now, there is no winning on this. There is no trend line that I can draw you that goes long-term bottom left to upper right. There is no positive long-term trend. So when do you want to buy? That's going to be your decision. It's an expensive stock. Rivian, to me, Hamid from Savvy Trader and Earnings Hub, he has a long-term view of Rivian, and he has been buying the entire way down. He thinks it's a great stock. Not for me. But again, if you're looking for that kind of Motley Fool success, maybe that's one that you want to look at. And you just saw me draw some trend lines. Here's an expert at trend lines, okay? This is Tori Trades. She basically does trend lines for her entire trade. And you can watch it. You can just watch it. It's 2 minutes of your freaking time. 2 minutes. And then go to TrendSpider or whatever chart program you have and start doing trend lines. They're easy. If you have a bottom left to upper right with touch points, you're in a winning trade until it breaks that trend line. And that's what she goes over. She goes over how she does it, how she goes from a 4-hour, how she goes to a daily, how she goes to a weekly. And she says, I want trend lines here. And when they intersect, that's it. Use that as a guide. See if it works for you. Now, we're in earnings season. Bank of America, Q2 earnings beat, guidance confirmed. It's up 0.39%. It's a strong buy in the quant. Wall Street thinks it's a $52 stock. I think it's a $50 stock. That's my goal. When it gets to 50, I'm going to start trimming. Before then, I'm not. That's just my plan. Now, it's 52-week range, 33 to 49. It hit 49 way back here, July 3rd. Did I trim? No, it didn't hit 50. So I still hold it. Now it's at 46. Am I buying more? Nah. I mean, I have a full position in this. Do I need to buy more? Nah. I mean, what am I buying for? Honestly, it just doesn't have confirmation. 4-hour algorithm got you out. 4-hour algorithm makes you 72% versus buy and hold makes you 64%. The 4-hour algorithm wins 57% of the time, 21 positions over 24 months. Average win 6.36%. You can see, just had you a 21% gain and a 2% gain. Do I want to buy up here? Nah. I want to sell at 50. I want to sell closer to 50. Even though they beat earnings and it was good. I've got my full position. I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm a buy and hold guy. Goldman Sachs, I just bought in April. Goldman Sachs beat, fueled by interest income, investment banking fees, and equity gains. I think all of these financial stocks, I think they're in a good place. Am I going to sell this one? Nah. Nah. Am I going to add more? Nah. I went in big on this one. Full disclosure, I went in big on this one back in April. I think I got it. I was telling people under $500 on Goldman Sachs, you should absolutely get this. Now, the 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 90% over 24 months. 23 positions. It only wins 39% of the time. So my strategy on this one, buy and hold. Should I sell it at 700? Well, what does Wall Street think that it's worth? Let's go and see. It's a hold in the quant. Wall Street thinks it's worth $668. That's 4% down. But they had strong earnings today. Expect those to come up. Now, I'm not in love with this one, but I want to hold it for the long term. Do I think it's going back to 500? I don't think in this market we're going back to 500. If we do, I'll probably just buy more and hold on for long-term capital gains. Morgan Stanley reported today. Earnings beat as wealth management revenue grew. It's down 1.74%. It's a good stock. Wall Street has it as a buy. They think it's worth $138. That's where it's trading. So am I going to buy this one? Nah. I mean, I've made my bet, and I made it during the lows. Again, we talked about the opportunities, and I pointed it out yesterday. The VIX, the 10-year bond, and the CNN Fear and Greed Index. That's what you want to look at. The VIX is at 16. What's the likelihood that we get lower? The 52-week range is between 12 and 65. Volatility has to spike at some point, and I think it will. And this is going to be a key. Continue watching the VIX. Okay? I did scans this morning, and I said, okay, what are the stocks that are bullish in the 4-hour algorithm? MPLX is one. MPLX is a stock that got you out yesterday. You know, flutters around here. This is not a stock that you trade on the 4-hour algorithm. Even though it works at 28%, the reason you buy MPLX is for the 7% dividend. And I just buy and hold this one. Again, it wins 54% of the time, and it cuts in half. Your average win is only 2.95%. But if you get in right before the ex-dividend date, it's usually pretty good. And again, from a trend perspective, this is a great stock. Another energy stock, NXE, Next Gen Energy, $6.79. Is this one you want to buy? Well, are we in this bottom left, upper right? I could point to a trend line that recently says that. Is it extended? MACD, not extended. RSI 58, it's getting there. You know, SCO, which is triple leverage ETF on oil going down. Trump says he wants lower oil prices. Well, guess what? This is a triple leveraged ETF on a daily basis on oil going down. Now, these will not trade well in the 4-hour algorithm. No triple leveraged ETF trades well in the 4-hour algorithm unless it's a bull. Okay, another one, Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae we've talked about for quite a while. This one's a $9 stock. If it goes private and they actually pull it out of the government, it's $11 stock. Has a buy in here at $9. Now, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 596% over the last 2 years. But buying and holding makes you 1,943%. You win 48% of the time. On this kind of stock, I want to buy with the 4-hour algorithm and only make 596 because of its volatility. That's the key. One that we had yesterday's earnings, Citigroup, or as the Chinese guy in South Park says, Citigroup. Citigroup Bank. 4-hour algorithm had you in here at 60. You're trading at 90 right now. 90. And their earnings were good. There was nothing wrong with those earnings. From a weekly standpoint, this one's still in an upward trend. What's that low right there? That's the 2023 October lows. And it's been up since, except for this pullback in the first part of this year. And you've gotten above that $80. Expect $80 to be a support now. Okay? Because that's the 2020 highs. It got up there in 2021. And here in 2025, it got up there again. So I like this stock. Several leveraged ETFs are out there as well on the scans. Where do you get the scans? You go over to the newsletter. And the newsletter, at the bottom of the newsletter, there's bullish scans. It's the very last thing that I publish. And I publish these, and go and chart them. Okay, you can go and chart them. DraftKings had an entry yesterday. EQT had an entry yesterday. Toast had an entry yesterday. ASML had an entry yesterday. CEG, BABX, which is a triple leveraged BABA. Okay, it's very, very organized here. You get all the notes, and it's all for free. There is nothing that you need to pay for. But remember, we have sales going on. Go over to Linktree. The top link is TrendSpider. Okay, TrendSpider has a sale going on. I urge you, if it's within your budget, get the advanced. If not, think about the premium. You know, premium's half the price. Still comes with 2 trainings per year. So you just have to learn this stuff on your own. It's not that hard. It does take a long time. That's why I give my 4-hour algorithm on the annual plan. I don't think you can develop a habit in 2 weeks. Integrate it into your trading. But you can try it out for $9 for 2 weeks. And then go to the TrendSpider store and import everything that you want. But when you get my tools, I think it takes you to the next level. That's just a personal opinion. That's why I give it for the annual plan, is because I'd rather have somebody create this habit over a year than 2 weeks. I just don't think that you'll learn the program. I don't think that you'll learn my the strategies that I use. I just don't think that you'll learn it. But again, if it's within your budget, get the annual plan on advanced and get at least 1 training per week for the next year. And that's the first sale. Second sale we got is the second link, and that's the bundle. I just showed you how much Seeking Alpha Premium with the quant, with the Wall Street analyst, with the ad-free, saves me a ton of time. Is time worth, you pay for your time. That's what I paid for. I was a paying customer before I was an actual affiliate. $639. You save over $160. Now, if that's not within your budget, then get the free 7-day trial and save $30 off the Seeking Alpha Premium. Okay, you get the quant, you get everything. What the bundle adds is actually Alpha Picks, and we talked about it yesterday or earlier. The first thing, Scalping Alpha Picks, but the portfolio makes you 182%, while the S&P is up 64%. Again, the portfolio outperforms. Nothing's guaranteed in the future. But again, I want something that performs in the past. That's why TrendSpider with the actual the 4-hour algorithm. When I say Citigroup has an entry on the 4-hour algorithm at 126% versus 99% buy and hold, it wins 50% of the time. Your average win is 11%. It gets you out before those big drops. So I like it. Again, back testing is important to me. So if you have any questions, again, Linktree, you have my email address up in the upper right, all the socials. You can contact me anytime. Okay? Take care. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.